Hey, how's it going? So today I'm working from my co-working space in the huddle room right now, so the volume level's a little bit lower on today's video. But I'm feeling so inspired to share with you that I just had to create. So this idea, this inspiration came from a lot of people asking me about this experiment that I did in Washington Square Park a couple of weeks ago. So a little backtrack to the experiment. About 2 weeks ago, my friend Jan, he asked me to come out into Times Square, and he was gonna go out and teach people how to meditate. So I went out. He wanted help. He wanted someone to take pictures and do video for him. So I was gonna help him do that. And so what Jan did was he held up a poster in Times Square, and he wrote, "Come free your mind, learn how to meditate in 2 minutes." And let me tell you, I was just so taken aback about how Jan could go out and just put himself out there like that in front of all these New Yorkers who were just walking by and probably wouldn't even give him a second look. And I thought it was really cool. I really thought it was cool how he could be so vulnerable and put himself out there in such a brave way and allow that feeling of rejection to just be. And so we talked about it, and I really saw that I was feeling really fearful about doing this for myself. So what I did in that moment, I knew that that was something that I needed to go and tackle, this fear of rejection and putting myself out there like Jan was able to do. So I decided to do my own little experiment, and I went out into Washington Square Park the next day. And I got my own poster board and a big Sharpie, and I wrote something similar. I wrote, "Free your mind, come chat with me for 2 minutes." And I just wanted to see what showed up. Who would come talk to me? What kind of stories would I get? What would the experience be like? And when I was writing out the sign, I was so scared. I had anxiety running up and down me. And with anxiety came all these thoughts. What would happen? What would people think? How would people react? What if I met someone in the park that I knew? All these thoughts started to show up for me. And I just let them be. And what I do when fear is showing up is I usually give space for fear, but I tell fear, I straight up say, you could have a space in this ride, but you're no longer the dictator to my decisions. And there was a lot of fear that was showing up. This wasn't very easy for me. And so I let it be, and I counted to 3, and I put up the sign. And in those 10 to 15 seconds, I was shit scared, and I was so scared of what was going to happen. Who knew how people would react? Would people even come up to me? And after about a minute or two, I had a really awesome NYU student. His name was Chase, and he came up and he was really intrigued by the sign. And we had such a lovely conversation, and we just really hit it off. We talked about our goals, our dreams, what it is that we do. And in that moment, I felt like it was the universe that was giving me a sign saying, "Heck yeah, go and do that. I'm going to help you out in getting over when you do really big things for yourself. I'm going to give you some help." And I felt like it was a sign that the universe was giving me Chase as my first person to talk with, to just put me at ease. And the next couple of people that came over to me, they were really intrigued by my sign, and they were very like-minded, and we hit it off. I had some really good stories. I helped some people. I helped people along the lines of helping them with a Halloween costume, or someone needed help with a problem that they were going through. And it felt very natural for me, and it felt very much in alignment with me, very much in alignment. And I felt awesome doing it. And so what's interesting is not so much the conversations that I had with people, but more so what I learned about my own fears around rejection. I really feared being criticized by others. I really feared this idea of being vulnerable and showing myself to others, and it was stopping me from going out and meeting really cool individuals. And I feel that for most of us, it stops us from doing really cool things, whether it's going out to meet new people or going out to show your work of art to another person. These fears are what's stopping us. And when it comes back to it, just these stories that we're constantly telling ourselves in our thoughts. So my best advice for you would be to acknowledge these fears and let them in. Let them in. But no longer let them dictate what it is that you do, what it is that you go out and show to the world. Because whatever you do, you deserve to be shown. Whatever you create deserves to be shown. So let me know if any of this resonates with you, if you had any insights of yourself from this video. And let me know if you're having any fears of your own. And maybe we could tackle them together. Cheers.